Now, just 5 days after Arne Slot was sacked, Andoni Iraola has been appointed as Liverpool's new head coach. It's fair to say he might have a bit of a job on his hands this summer. Iraola joins after helping Bournemouth secure a 6th place in the Premier League last season. They finished as one position and 3 points behind Liverpool, and the new head coach can't wait to get going at Anfield.
I'm really excited because obviously you know about Liverpool, you know that is a big club, a massive club, one of the biggest in the world, but feeling inside, and understanding a little bit more of this club. And I always thought it's a special club, not about the football side, also because what people think about even during the week, how they are passionate about the club and everyone. The ones who like football, the ones that probably are not interested, but I have some experience with athletic club that I could in some ways familiarize, but it's gonna be fun. I think you don't need a lot of things to get attracted by Liverpool. No, Liverpool is Liverpool, but obviously the atmosphere, the supporters, the club, the players, the chance for me to coach top level players, the chance to fight for titles, I think it cannot be more attractive than this. It's difficult to find it, so really excited to start, yes.
And fans watching the interview today, Liverpool fans all over the world, what would you say to them?
I cannot ask them for a lot. I know how they are. I can only say that I want to become one more of you. I want to earn the right to be one of you, so we can enjoy all together.
I think he might have to adjust a few things, and I think in his interview he spoke about that. Is making them adjustments and working with what he has and understanding what he has and the amount of games that he's got. But yeah, I think he definitely could work in the environment that he's coming into. Excited about the appointment. Obviously, he's done wonders at Bournemouth, got them into Europe for the first time. It's different to managing it at Liverpool, but he's done really well there. His style of football is attractive. Can't wait to see him start implementing that with Liverpool.
Liverpool have made contact with RB Leipzig over the potential signing of winger Yan Diomande. Diomande, along with PSG's Bradley Barcola, were both discussed in the latest episode of the Transfer Talk podcast.
He's a super talented kid, and I think you would see at the World Cup. I also think that there'd be a bit of a bidding war, which I'm not sure suits Liverpool as much as PSG, for example, who I think have probably a bigger budget for that position. But it would be great. Although his best position is on the left-hand side, I still think he's played a lot on the right-hand side this season in the Bundesliga. But yeah, I think he would be great. And I think Liverpool need 2 wingers for each side anyway. I know Rio and Gomua would be great one day. He's still very young. Gakpo, the less we talk about him, the better. And on the right, there's a massive void to fill. So I think Diomande is a great style, can play both ways. And then you still need another one, whether that's Barcola, somebody else.
Well, yeah, Barcola, could he be another option, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. He's got 2 years left on his contract. PSG had that policy to not talk to anybody before the end of the Champions League and the final. So now they're restarting slowly the negotiation or renegotiation when it's an extension, really, like for him or for Dembele, for example, or a couple of others.
If you can't beat Doué to the spot and you can't beat Kvara to the spot, and he's definitely not beating Kvara to the spot, then maybe it is a case of moving on and taking that big role at another really big team. So I've been a little bit confused why PSG would be happy to let him go, but Jules effectively says they're relaxed.
Yeah.
They're relaxed.
Yeah.
And probably because they know that if he does go, they'll get at least 60 million euros for it.
Yeah.
Iraola will find out who his first Premier League opponent will be as the new Liverpool head coach. That's on June the 19th, 10 a.m, right here on Sky Sports News. Right, we're counting down to England's first game at the World Cup against Croatia. Before that, they warm up against New Zealand tomorrow. We're going to hear from England's head coach Thomas Tuchel this evening. We're also going to bring you live training this afternoon. Our football correspondent Rob Dorset can tell us more.
Today is the day we will get a better impression of what Thomas Tuchel is thinking, both in terms of his team selection and his tactics for this first friendly on US soil against New Zealand in Tampa tomorrow. But before that, we'll see the England squad train for only the second time since they arrived here in the US. Yes, they've been here 4 days and working hard every day, but we haven't seen them for the last 2 because they've been training away from the cameras. How are they finding these hot and humid conditions? Do they look more comfortable in them? How are they adapting to the rather strange grass that they're training on, which is quite flat, quite wiry, and doesn't seem to bounce quite as much as it does back home? But also, it'll be the first time we actually get to speak to Thomas Tuchel since he arrived with the squad here on Monday, and we've got an awful lot of questions for him. How's he going to use these friendlies? How much should we read into the results and his team selections in these matches? Will the 4 players who've been making up the numbers a little bit in training with the absence of the Arsenal quartet get some game time? Think Rio and Gamoa, think Alex Scott, Josh King and Ethan Nwaneri. How crucial is it to get some match time for the players who really need it? Think John Stones, who's played so little football for Manchester City this season. And also, with all the talk of Elliot Anderson potentially moving to Manchester United or Manchester City or elsewhere, what's Thomas Tuchel's policy? Will he allow players to have a medical while they're out here on World Cup duty? Will they be allowed to potentially negotiate a transfer? As ever, it'd be fascinating to hear what the England coach has to say. We'll bring training to you live later on Sky Sports News this afternoon. We'll hear from Tuchel and one of the players later on this evening.
Well, earlier this hour, we heard from defenders Jarell Quansah and Nico Riley as England ramp up their World Cup preparations. Both defenders are making their senior tournament debut and shared how they received the news from Thomas Tuchel on the latest edition of the Lion's Den.
I was over the moon with it, couldn't believe it, and no, nothing's ever guaranteed. So yeah, when the news came, when I told my family, everyone was so happy, and yeah, it was good.
Jarell, where was you when you got the call?
Well, we had an extra week off than the Prem lads, so I was in Italy with my girlfriend, and yeah, I got the call, and it was magical moment, so emotional.
You're in Germany right now. Is there anything that you miss about the UK? And also, is there anything that surprised you about being in Germany that you didn't really consider before?
Yeah, I think off the pitch is obviously much easier in England, because obviously I was at Liverpool and it's local to where I grew up anyway, so I knew everywhere I needed to go for food. My friends are all there. So in that aspect it's a little bit difficult, but to be honest, where I live is honestly beautiful. Really nice house and a really nice area as well. So there's a lot of things that I like out there, and a lot of things that are obviously difficult, but it's a good challenge. So. Now,
Nico, this season's been mad for you. Big game player. Obviously scored the winner in the Carabao Cup final. What are those moments like, and do you look at those moments as like confidence for you to come into this tournament and make an impact?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, them moments are very special to be able to celebrate them moments with my team and just enjoy the moment when it's happening in real time.
Yeah.
So yeah, to score 2 goals at